How's it going? So I am trying to learn, or I am learning to. Hi guys, how's it going? So I am trying to learn, or I am learning to be a kind of musician producer at the moment. So I've over the last uh, however many years I've been producing music, I've kind of been more of a kind of an engineer producer, kind of programmer producer, I suppose. So I've been good at programming things to sound like they've been played in, working with musicians where I've needed to. I've made different music over my career. I've made dubstep, I've made breaks, music which was more kind of synth based where it wasn't so important. And obviously in the last few years I've been making much more organic sounding music. And I decided kind of about a year ago that I needed to have a kind of deeper relationship with music rather than just kind of being good at mixing and programming. I wanted to be, yeah, kind of have that live interaction with music. I wanted to start making music much more live, much more kind of loop based in terms of not as in using loops, but kind of I was inspired by people like FKJ and Mark Rebier as well, kind of doing that, the kind of loop based jamming stuff. I grew up playing in bands and I just was really missing that kind of live interaction, and also working with musicians meant that it kind of inspired me watching them having that kind of control and mastery of their instrument. I kind of wanted the same thing, so I started doing piano lessons about a year ago, and I did my grade 2 last month, so I'm just waiting for my result. Yeah, so I do at least an hour and a half piano practice every day. I get up at 5:30 and do at least an hour before before anyone kind of gets up, and then try and do a bit during the day as well at the studio. And something I thought I might start doing is trying to put into practice some of the practice I do in the morning, because I'm working through this improvisation kind of course, and I thought it'd be quite a fun idea to come up with a new idea every day using what I'm learning at the moment, and you can kind of see me on my journey to trying to become this kind of multi-instrumentalist producer, which is ultimately what I'd like to be able to do. So this is going to be kind of like a little 10-minute idea generation thing. So what I've got here is I've got a basic bass patch. Logic's just loading it up. Okay, I've got some keys. Let's just move them up. And what else have I got? I've got a muted guitar, and I thought there was another sound, so maybe I'll just come into here and put on a retro synth and just put on a basic patch for this. She quite like this classic analog bass played higher up as a lead. Cool. So I'm just going to literally set a timer of 10 minutes and come up with something in the scale of today, B major. So what I'm doing at the moment, as I said, I'm following this improvisation course. What I do is I choose a key every week. Okay, so at the moment I'm working on B major. I've only just decided obviously to start doing these videos, but I've been doing this for however long it's been, because I've been working all the way from C up to now B major, so I'm basically about to kind of go full circle back to C. So every single day I'm working with the scale of B major, but I choose a different start point every single day, which then becomes my modes. So when I'm using B and I'm playing the major scale from B, obviously it's a major scale. If I start B from C sharp and go up to C sharp, then it becomes a Dorian mode. If I start from D sharp, it then becomes, or E flat, it becomes a Phrygian mode, and so on and so forth. So every single day I practice each mode, and also I practice each chord which kind of belongs to that mode, or starts on the root note of that mode and ultimately ties in with the parent major scale. So let's say, for example, I'm working with B today. Let me just get a keyboard up actually. There used to be a little keyboard. Show keyboard. Yeah. So let's say we're working with B. So that's the scale. So if I start today was the third note of the scale. So that E flat. So that means we're then in a Phrygian mode. And it's quite interesting to learn the modes. If you're always thinking of the modes as just starting on the third note of the major scale, you can start to hear the mode as just being the major scale starting at a different point, which is quite useful when it comes to improvisation. So obviously, when I'm dealing with this third note, there's also a chord which is associated with the parent scale. So in B major, this is our root chord. Then we have the second chord. Then we have the third chord, which is our E flat minor. So every single day, say I'm choosing E flat today, the third note of the scale, then I practice the Phrygian mode and try and relate it back to the parent scale, and also I'm practicing the chord that belongs to that scale. But obviously today, in this video, I'm just going to spend 10 minutes coming up with a little idea. I don't just want to use the Phrygian mode necessarily, or I could do, and I don't just want to use one chord, although you can kind of come up with some interesting stuff that way as well. Becomes kind of modal, but I might decide I want to do something which revolves around multiple chords within the key. So it's just about practicing being comfortable within that key, because I think a lot of time people just know how to play things in one or two keys that they feel comfortable with, and as soon as it goes into keys they're not comfortable with, they can't play anything. And I think sometimes it can maybe lead to you playing something different by playing in different keys. So I want to be able to play across all the keys. Okay, so I literally have no idea what I'm going to do. I have nothing prepared, and this might be terrible or it might be really good. Don't know, who knows. So I'm going to set a timer, and I'm just going to play some stuff. And if you've listened to any of my my live streams recently, so there's a track I Miss You I worked on yesterday with the flute, Soulful Thang Thursday, which is not the name of the track by the time I finished it, which I'm going to work on later on today, hopefully. That as well, that started as what is called a chimp hook, which is a Mike Monday little game. So basically I recorded 10 minutes of keys, this exactly like I'm doing now, and I chopped out bits I liked, and that became the track, or the basis for the track. And I'm really happy with those tracks, and I think that they're going to be really cool when I finish with them. So this is a great way of, it's just an alternative way of coming up with ideas rather than just sampling or however you normally come up with ideas. Okay, so let's dive in. I'll start with the keys, I think. So I'll set my timer and let's go. I've got a pedal down here. This is not the best chair that I've got here to actually play the piano, but let's give it a go. course, it's always a good idea to record. Now, there is a capture last recording feature, last what you just played, and I don't know what the shortcut is, but this could be quite useful. Capture as recording. Come on, come through for me. Shift R. No! Yes! Shift R, I've got it. Yeah. So I was worried I was just going to lose what I'd played there. So let's do a little bit more. I think there was some stuff in there which might be quite a good little start point. Oh yeah. That's the wrong chord. Oh! Okay, so I'm going to try that a little bit at the end there. It's a bit sad, but okay, so yeah, I'm going to take that because obviously I'm kind of running out of time a little bit here. So I don't want to like fix stuff really, but let's make sure it kind of loops. I just need to make it listenable essentially. Okay. seems to be going out of time for some reason. That's the reason. Okay, so I'm going to try something like that. Let's try that again. It's pretty bad, but anyway. Okay. Okay, let's put that in. Okay, let's just, I'm just going to quickly quantize that. Just going to put a little loop on there, just try something. out. Okay, so my 10 minutes is up, but I just wanted to put in a little lead, just try something out, maybe put some delay on it, and then we'll bounce it down, put it in the sketchbook folder as a little idea to maybe take forward. So that's where I could go. This is my Phrygian mode on the top. So it's all very Eastern kind of sounding. Let's just jam something over the top with this. So this is something I find quite interesting. So it's kind of based. This track seems to be kind of based now around the six chord. But if I solo with a different chord from the scale, so let's say the 5 chord, F sharp, we get quite a nice kind of tension that builds. So I'm moving to different chords there, but so I could go maybe 5 and 6 chord. Oh, lost my bearings. Yeah, that's kind of nice. Okay, so I just put that in. In fact, you know what? Didn't work. I was hoping I could do my capture recording, but didn't work. Never mind. Okay. So what could happen is on here, the bass could pedal like that, and then it could change occasionally. So it could then go down. So it could go to the 3 to 5. Okay. Let's just. I'm getting a little bit carried away. My timer, as always, is long since finished, but I'm kind of having a little bit of fun with this. So let's try putting in a little counter melody, and let's change the Echo Boy timing. Just catch that as recording. I think I can do something better than that. Oh. Where's the track gone? Did I delete it? Yes, I did. So I'm going to get carried away here. So that's probably enough for this little idea. So what I can do is, let's just do a basic little arrangement. The muted guitar sounds literally offensive, but it's just a placeholder really for maybe there being a guitar part in there. This guy could come in. So yeah, I could basically arrange. I could almost just visually arrange it. Yes, I could arrange it as the parts came in. Let's try that. I don't want to repeat sections because I don't want to mess this guy up here, who I could use a bit later on. But this is cool because I'm practicing using the scale that I'm working with at the moment, and I find there's no better way of practicing a scale than by making music in the scale and jamming with it. I find it really, really useful, and yeah, I just find it invaluable really to do that. So that's kind of what I've done here. So yeah, sorry, I've been practicing the scale, which is great. So just to kind of recap, so obviously I put the keys in. I was obviously today I've been working with the E flat minor chord, which is the third chord of B major, but I've ended up putting in a part which revolves around the sixth chord, and you can see that because the bass is pedaling on that G sharp, which in B major is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the sixth chord of B major, the relative minor, and I'm kind of going. So I'm kind of going 3, 2, 1. Now, as embarrassing as it is, I try and sing as much as possible because it helps me to lock in the notes that I'm hearing. So 3, 2, 1, 1, 7, 6, 5. 4. Too low for me, but I could start to relate those to the scale. So I'm kind of going. And let me do it on the keyboard. I'm holding down that sixth note, and I'm going. I'm going 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. So 3 of those 4 notes are from the chord G sharp minor, which is the sixth chord of B flat major, and then I'm just adding that second in there, which makes it an add 11 according to logic. But it just sounds kind of cool, and obviously I just came up with that little riff around that kind of idea. So the riff is around the sixth chord. The bass is playing also something revolving around the sixth chord, but I'm going 5, 6, 5, 6, which is kind of a normal, kind of a standard kind of thing to do. I find it kind of adds a bit more interest, and then I'm going 5, 6, 6, 2, 2. So I'm adding in that 2 in there, and then I'm changing it to the 5 chord here, or yes, it's going 3, 5 like that, because my part here, which I added in later, my classic analog bass part, is kind of doing a 6 chord, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Sorry. 6, 6. So it's going 6, 5, and I'm playing the fifth of both of those 2 chords. So the bass is changing with this part here now. So whereas the bass was pedaling on the sixth chord, or the bass note of the sixth chord with some other stuff chucked in, now it's going 6, 5 on this region here, because that's what this this little lead part is doing, and obviously the delay allows it to have that kind of interesting vibe. And then I was just playing around like a pentatonic kind of melody. I just come back to pentatonics over and over again for melodies. So yeah, I've just got this little synth kind of And I think what's also interesting with this, I think it's got quite a nice groove, and I think the reason for that is that everything is playing a different kind of beat division almost. So this is kind of implying a kind of eighth notes to count them there. You can see it's not playing every eighth note, but the rhythm is on eighth notes. This guy is also playing eighth notes, but it's got that that delay on it, which means it's kind of then implying 16th notes. So that's kind of doing 16ths. This is kind of implying triplets, I think. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we've got something implying triplets, something implying eighth notes, something implying 16th notes, and then the chill out pad is kind of sporadically playing quarter notes. Is that right? Yes, so that's playing quarter notes. So every single part is actually accenting a different beat division, essentially. And I think that's why it doesn't sound, I think it sounds kind of quite clear. A muted guitar that's doing eighth notes as well, but I mean, I could quite happily lose that because it's not really, it sounds pretty shoddy. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know where this is going to go, but it was a fun idea just to come up with, and it's a way that I can practice my improvisation, but also feel like I'm not taking time out from making music, which is the ultimate kind of goal, because I've met people that are classically trained musicians who are great, amazing keyboard players, but they can't come up with music on the spot. They just can't improvise because all they know how to do is to perfectly read music and reproduce what other people have written, but they can't improvise things. So I always want to tie what I'm learning into writing music, improvisation, jamming, because ultimately that's how I want to move towards when making music. Okay, cool. So that's just my little daily music making habit. I'm going to try and maybe do one of these every day because that was good fun, and it helps me practice, and hopefully, it's fun or interesting for people to watch the journey, and maybe it can inspire you to kind of find your own improvisation habit and maybe develop your own deeper kind of relationship with music rather than just, splice loops and doing some mixing and production. Not that there's anything wrong with that, of course, but, you might want to have that, putting more of yourself into the melody and harmony. All right, guys, I hope you found that useful, and thanks for watching.